Blue Moon Valley is a small village. Laura lives there with her grandmother. She is very happy in Blue Moon Valley. But there is a problem. Laura's grandmother is very old and very sick. She cannot work anymore and has no money. One bright morning in August, she says to Laura,
"Sit down, granddaughter. I have something to tell you."
"What is it, grandmother?"
asks Laura. The old woman's eyes look sad and tired.
"Read this letter. It's for your uncle in the big city. I want you to go and talk to him,"
she says. Laura reads the letter.
"But you're asking him to give me a job in his circus?"
she says, looking at her grandmother. Laura and her grandmother talk for a long time. Laura does not want to leave Blue Moon Valley.
"It's my home,"
she says.
"But every child leaves home one day. And you're not a child anymore, and you're a young woman. I want you to have a better future,"
the old woman answers. In the end, Laura looks at the floor and says,
"Yes, grandmother."
2 days later, she leaves the village. In the next week, Laura walks a long way. She sees mountains, fields, trees, and farms. Every morning she drinks from cold rivers. Every night she sleeps under thousands of bright stars. Then, after 7 days, she reaches the big city. It has high walls with stone lions on top of them. Hundreds of people are running left and right in front of her.
"Excuse me, do you know this address?"
Laura says to an old man. She shows him her grandmother's letter.
"You're looking for the circus. That's easy. Go down this street and turn right at the end,"
he replies. 10 minutes later, Laura arrives at the circus. Her uncle is very happy to see her.
"Yes, of course you can have a job. Come with me,"
he says. Behind the circus, there are some big cages. Laura's uncle says,
"Here we are. You can help wash the animals. And you can help to give them their food, too. Do you understand?"
He smiles. Laura looks at all the animals. There are monkeys, lions, elephants, tigers, and horses. Then she looks at her uncle again and says,
"Yes, uncle."
Laura works very hard for 4 months. Every week, she writes to her grandmother. In her letters, she says,
"I'm very happy."
but she is not. She tells her only friend, Choo Choo the panda.
"I want to go home."
One day, her uncle says,
"The king is coming here tomorrow. I want all the animals to be very, very clean. All right?"
"Of course,"
says Laura. The next morning, Laura is giving the horses their food. Suddenly, she hears her uncle say,
"You've got another job?"
She opens the long green curtains. Her uncle is talking. Her uncle is talking to Nina Winchester. She works with William Grant, the horseman.
"Yes, and I'm leaving today. Goodbye,"
says Nina. After she leaves, Laura's uncle looks at William Grant.
Now what can we do?
He asks. A moment later, he sees Laura and says,
Of course, Laura. She can help you this evening.
What? But she can't learn Nina's job in one day.
William laughs,
Do you have another solution?
asks Laura's uncle. William says nothing. 10 minutes later, Laura is wearing Nina Winchester's circus clothes. That evening, the king arrives at 8 o'clock. He is wearing beautiful gold clothes. He sits down and watches the circus. Then at the end, he speaks to Laura's uncle.
Who is that new girl with your horseman?
He asks.
Her name is Laura.
He replies. The king smiles.
She is young, but very good.
Oh, thank you, King,
says Laura's uncle. After that evening, Laura no longer cleans the animals' cages. She works with William every day. But that's not all. She also starts to fall in love with the horsemen. They often walk in a beautiful park next to the king's palace. Then, one day in October, William puts a hand on Laura's arm and says,
You make me very happy. I want you to be my wife.
Laura doesn't know what to say. She wants to be William's wife, but not here in the big city. She wants to live with him at home in Blue Moon Valley. She tells him this and looks into his eyes.
Can you understand?
She asks. William looks down and answers.
I don't know. My home is here in the city. Let me think about it. We can talk again tomorrow.
It is a very long night for Laura. She cannot sleep. She goes to see her old friend, Choo Choo, the panda, and asks him,
Oh, what's he gonna say tomorrow? Am I doing the right thing? I love him, but I can't live in the city. I don't like it. My home's back in Blue Moon Valley.
Choo Choo looks at Laura. His eyes are big, brown, and sad. Early the next morning, William finds Laura in the panda's cage and says,
Come with me.
They go to see Laura's uncle. William has something to tell him.
Laura's going to be my wife. But that's not all. We're leaving the circus. I'm going to be a fisherman in Blue Moon Valley,
He says.
Oh, William.
Says Laura. She is very, very happy. 1 week later, Laura and William leave the city. Everyone comes to say goodbye. Then, at the last minute, 4 men arrive. They are carrying a big box.
What's this?
Asks Laura.
It's something from all of us. Please open it,
Says her uncle. Laura opens the box and says,
Choo Choo! Oh, Uncle, thank you, thank you.